I'm obsessed with stained glass, especially lamps. They're gorgeous. They scream vintage cosy vibes, but they cost a small fortune. I already have a few in my cottage that I've collected over the years, but adding more? Let's just say my wallet said no. Now on my landing, there's a rustic lamp. I coupled it together years ago and it's now showing its age. The shade just kind of teeters precariously on top, defying mavity and safety regulations. I love it, yes. Safe, absolutely not. Cue me getting lost in endless dreamy lamp designs on Pinterest, sculpted stands, intricate fixings. Before I knew it, I had a plan. Snag a second lamp base from Vinted and use an old mixing bowl to craft a custom shade. Genius, right? But of course there's always a catch. Scotty, my cat, sprawled across my craft table, living his best life. It's February, it's cold, and he's taken over my workspace. The dogs, both baffled, and they check to see if he's alive. I finally reclaimed my space, or at least some of it. I decided to use similar silk maple leaves as the old lamp. I know I like it, so I thought it was a good base to start. This is a project I've been putting off. The usual excuse is too busy, no spare time. So for a birthday present to myself, I'm giving it a go. The plan is to stick the leaves on the side of the bowl, cross my fingers, and hope they peel out in one glorious lampshade piece once dry. Starting with diluted Mod Podge, I overlap each leaf like I'm auditioning for the Great Lampshade Bake-Off, making sure they all face the same direction, no gaps. Once they're finally glued down, I go in again with full strength Mod Podge, taking no chances. After a whole lot of heating, gentle persuading and whispering sweet nothings to the mould, the shade finally pops out. The next step, resin. Cue dramatic gloves and mask montage. Little by little, I paint the inside with clear UV resin. This stuff gives the shade structure so it doesn't flop like a sad pancake. To add more interest, I paint the leaves with diluted acrylic paint, mixing the rich autumn vibes together, blending all the tones from each leaf. and finish with the resin coat on the outside. Although cloudy, I'm hoping the light outside will cure the resin, at least quicker than my lamp. At this point, I realise the new shade is way too small for the fancy lamp base I bought. But fate intervenes. I find a smaller lamp base for just £1 on Vinted. £1! It's practically free. Then came the most ambitious crafting experiment. DIY hard clay. The mad scientist meets baker. The recipe: toilet roll, water, a splash of bleach for sanitisation, plaster, flour, glue, and a dash of detergent and cooking oil. No exact measurements. Not sure why some of these ingredients really. Just winging it. I tested the clay on a silicone mould and a glass jar. Tough as nails, check. Cracks, 0. This stuff was legit. So armed with clay and PVA glue, I sculpted a tree onto the lamp base. Leaving it 2 days to dry. Perfection! I painted it dark brown to match those elegant Tiffany lamps that I drooled over earlier. And the final touch, DIY rub and buff, made from shoe polish and mica powder. The final step, I sealed it with resin, but it was a little bit too shiny, so I daubed it down with a light coating of frosted glass spray. Perfect. And there you have it, a cosy handcrafted lamp that's part rustic cottage, part whimsical woodland, and 100% me. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, whether it's lamps or life, don't be afraid to brighten things up. Until next time, bye-bye.